Hi, and welcome to the Green Family. This video will be the first of a series of 7, maybe 10 videos where we will, or I will actually, be introducing you to our farm, but more about the land itself. We bought this land, our farm is on. So far, we are not finished with that part of it though. It's in 7 pieces, and I'm standing right now on what we call the mainland. This was our first land, which is also why we put most of the houses on this land. And excuse me. And then we have some other lands. We have what we call the masjid land, the pipe land, the clay land, the sheep land, the food forest land, the Singkong land. I think that was 7, right? Yeah. So I will talk about today about the mainland here, where we are. It's probably the most messy of all our lands, because we are building here, and it's a long process. I will switch the camera to no need to look at me all the time, so I will switch that away from selfie mode here, so it should I think, no? Alright, maybe I can do that. Alright, never mind. So anyway, you can see it's quite messy here because we are constantly constructing different things. We have our fish pond here. There's a net over it because the sun will create a lot of algae, green algae in the water, and most fish do not tolerate these algae here. And excuse me. And you can see there used to be a building right here, and now it's just basically a platform. We got attacked by some serious, although it took a while, some termites actually, and until after almost 4 years we had to put the building down. And this was a bamboo building, and we now stopped building with bamboo simply because it's not worth it. There are many places where you can do that. They have in Bali, they have a lot of bamboo buildings and so on, but you need a lot of chemicals to avoid the termites and so on, so we don't like to do that. So we basically make our buildings out of bricks. Bricks, wood and cement. Oh, is that an interesting frog on top there? There's a frog climbing on the blacksmith house.
Yeah, man and a female.
That's funny. Anyway, so I will just talk a little bit about this specific land here. So we call it the mainland because it's the first one, and it's the main part of our farm. And on this land here we have some tanks. You can see we have some tanks over here as well. And this is only a temporary solution. So because we had to excuse me, we had to collect some water while we are building, because you're going to use a lot of water while you're building, and also so we can fill up the ponds. We are building another pond over here on that side there where all this rubbish is. We have a lot of things lying around. We have a lot of wood and other things that we use for building. So you could say that this piece of our land is not really visitor friendly, because it's almost a hazardous area. Nothing probably will fall on your head, but you might be stepping on a plank with some nails in it or something if you don't take care. So this building over here is our blacksmith house, and we will have another video. We'll have a lot of videos about the individual topics and the individual buildings and so on, but I just want to give a general video about on each of our lands. So this is our mainland, and for instance, we have a lot of fruit trees on this land. This is a papaya. You can see there are some papayas there. Nice, probably another week or two we'll have, so we can start the harvesting. We already harvested there. We have a lot of bananas. I think we have on our farm, we probably have around 300 banana palms. From what I understand, it's not considered a tree but a palm. So we have a lot of different things here. We had this was I think our first greenhouse. Is now kind of falling apart a bit because it was also bamboo. So we are now changing our strategy. So over here, for instance, we have another building, which is a greenhouse. It used to be an aquaponics system, but we changed that. We're not happy with the results because of the high humidity and other things. We don't feel like it's really working well. So what instead we are doing now is we are converting this into kind of a modified version of a square foot garden. And we have planters along the road, along the side of the wall and so on. We have a little practice area for archery. We have a kitchen here that is gonna be renovated soon because we also got termites because we used plywood as a temporary wall, which of course did not work well. So here we got that's one of our buildings here, and we got a taller building here. We got a 3-story building. That's the tallest building we have in our farm, and where we have the solar panels up there. We got our little strawberry place here. We get a little handful of strawberries every day from this. I don't know how many strawberry plants. There's about 100 or something. It will probably be around 200 when it's completed. You can see there's a nice strawberry here. That yeah, there you go. That's gonna be maybe tomorrow. So this is that land. We have a pergola over there. Let me see, yeah, right there. You can see the pergola, and where we have a passion fruits, and we have harvested a couple of 100 passion fruits from that pergola last season, and it's now starting again. So probably in a couple of months we'll start harvesting this. We have that about 3 months of the year. We have like several hundreds of passion fruits. Yeah, sure. Then we have under there we have the little firewood place. We have a little sitting place over there, and we had these careful. We have these blue thing here that we were actually planning to use for a grow bed for the aquaponics, but since we are now disregarding that or discontinuing that, we are going to be using it for, we'll see, for something else anyway. So here we have some stacks. It's not a good place to put it. We would never actually, unfortunately, while I was traveling, the rest of the family decided to put these huge stacks of firewood up against the house, which has two bad things, two reasons why we should not do that. Three actually. Number one is the right behind there, it will create like a what do you call it, a spot where there's more humidity because the sun doesn't hit it. So it's a shady place where the wall will not be in a good condition. Secondly, it can also have snakes, so it's too easy for them to get into the house when there's a stack of wood up against the house. And of course the third is the fire hazard. If somebody's, fortunately now it's a rainy season, so it's not gonna catch fire anytime soon. Even if you tried, it would be difficult. So but we're going to be moving that. We have another stack right here. over here we're going into where we have all our buildings, almost of our buildings. There's the 3-story building here. There's a 2-story building here. I'm staying at the top of that 2-story building. This is our outhouse, as you can see right there. This has 2 rooms. One is for poo and one is for pee. This is one of my wife's house, and then we have some nice mango tree here. Another mango tree. We got a lemon tree here with some lemons on it, clearly. Go in through here. And we got an orange tree. I don't know if you can spot any oranges up there. There should be some orange. Yeah, I see a bunch of oranges there. And here is our kitchen house. As I said, we're going to be renovating this house because the walls are being attacked by termites. So we're going to be changing that into a brick wall and also extending the space a little bit so there are more room for those who are cooking. This is our water reserve, you could call it. We're using water catchment systems here, which I will make another video about. Everything I'm talking about here, in each thing. Oh, there's a couple of oranges right here. Anyway, each of those things that I'm talking about, I'll be making a video about it to explain in details how it works and so on. As I said, it's a bit messy here at the moment because we are always constructing. And it will probably be like that for the next 6 months. So here we have a little house here. This is we call this the girls' house because the the bigger girls in our family, the kids, are using this, so they have some place to be. A farm is not always the easy place for kids, because it's mostly a place to do work, and you can of course have a lot of fun. Anyway, so that's and we have a little dog house here. Where are you? Where's the dog? All right. Ah, there he is. Yeah, that's one of our dogs. And yeah, we have dogs here. We got 3 dogs. And they are basically guard dogs, and they also hunt rats and snakes and whatnot, so they have kind of like a multi-function here. So here we have our goats. Let's see, can you see the goats? Yeah, here we go. This is our goats. We got 4 milking goats. So it's a male. It's a male, and oh, I gotta get down there. We got a male here. This guy right here. All right. Yeah. We got this guy. All right. I think the kids give them names, but I don't know. I don't know the names of these guys. So we got this little house here that we built for the goats. Cement, brick, walls, and. We'll go into that in another video. What? You bored? Huh? Are you bored? And we were planning to make this place here into a second goat house or goat pen, but we are satisfied with the amount of goat we have, and we're not planning to make a lot out of it because goats need a lot of food. And we'll probably turn this one into a chicken coop later on, and then let you can have quite a lot of chickens in here, and let them free range there, which is what they are doing right now. And for the time being, we are using this as a little tree nursery, as you can see, although we have some pineapples as well, but it's mostly citrus. We got mango, and we got avocado mainly here, and some local trees like a salak and other things. Rambutan, I think we have here as well. So this is they have not delivered any kids yet, these goats, so we are using our milking station over there as temporary for seedling trays. Let's see what we got here. This is the entrance to our former aquaponics. It's still kind of, although it's not running yet, running anymore. We got some catfish inside these tanks here, but the what do you call it? All the grow beds are turned into soil grow beds. So we got this is our chicken coop here. Let's see here. We got two hens, two hens here. Let's see if I can. Oh, here we go. All right, two hens here sharing a nest. There's a couple of eggs in there, which they share. Sorry if my I don't know why I can't switch away from the selfie mode, but anyway. So I'm gonna hope you can see as much as possible. Anyway, so the rest of this land here is basically down here. We got I don't know, about 30 banana rings and a lot of I think we got about 150 trees on this land, fruit trees, not counting all the legumes and whatnot. We got some, you can see some tall legume trees, which we are using to improve the soil quality. They release nitrogen, and then we also use the leaves and the bark for food for the goats. So so if you go, we can just continue down there. It's basically just the same thing. There's not much to look at. And then we have another bunch of tanks over here. As you can see, we got like things standing around in different locations where it doesn't really belong, because it's just temporarily that until they find their place, meaning that we find their function. We have experimented a lot, and we are still experimenting, learning. And this is another slippery here, water catchment. This place here is a water catchment from the roof of the former aquaponics, and these tanks here full of water. It's about 2, 4, 6, almost 7,000 liters of water, and this is where we do our laundry on this farm here. And so when we do our laundry, we are sitting and we are looking at a view pretty much like this. This is the view of the people who are doing the laundry. They will be, you know, enjoying this nice view. As you can see, we got nice clear day, by the way. You can see, we can see quite far. They're all green mountains. Yeah, we almost decided to call the farm the Green Mountain Farm. But there is a place called the Green Mountain in US. So we are just the Green family, and we have some different names for our farm. Maybe we'll settle on a name later on. So anyway, this is the mainland, and not much else I can say. And then later on, there's another greenhouse that's kind of out of commission temporarily. We were going to build some new greenhouses out of cement beams and some other stuff. So we will make some more videos. I will be making some other videos about the other lands we have. each position. This land is about 2,500, maybe barely 3,000 square meter. So that's about a third, less than a third of a hectare. We have a lot of these mulberry, as you can see. I don't know if can you see that? Right there. Okay, a little bit too close. Okay, so these are mulberries right here. and I don't know how many we got. I think we got like 100 mulberries on our farm. Because actually it's quite funny, because you can buy one of these mulberries. You can find that in the nursery, and then you know, like a 30-40 centimeter little seedling tree, and then you stick it in the ground and you wait a bit, maybe about 6 months, and then it's a couple of meters tall, and then you start pruning it. So you can take like this here. You can take one of these and cut it a little bit inside, or maybe like cut off like half a meter to maybe 70-80 centimeter, and then you stick it in the ground, basically. Right? And then you stick it in the ground in a good place. Make sure it gets plenty of water, and a few months later you will see. I mean, the first thing that will happen is, if it has any leaves like these, they will dry out. The leaves will simply dry out, and you can actually, if it has a lot of leaves, you will actually be removing most of these leaves. You know, you just nip them off, just remove the leaf, cut them, and then after you cut the leaves, so it just have a little bit, it will start making these small buds here. Let's see, like this one here, this one right there, right down there, and a year later you have another tree. Yes, I would say, I don't know if we have quite 100, but we have, that's quite a lot, but it will be close to 100 we have on our farm, maybe 70, 80 or more than that. But I think we bought like 20 or 25, maybe not even 20, something around 20 we bought, and they are very cheap. We bought it for like a couple of dollars per seedling tree, and we planted it out, and as soon as they started growing, we decided, why not we try and see if it works, and we cut off the branches and stick them in the ground, and and now we got like at least 3 times as many as we actually paid for, and we can continue to do this. This one, let's see, it's about 3 meters tall. It's not even 2 years old. This tree that's right beside me here, it's not even 2 years old, but it's 3 meters tall. And we got some other places. We got some of the first, I think one of the first ones we bought 2 years ago. Let's see, or maybe a little bit more than 2 years ago. It's right here. I'm making this video a little bit longer than I was planning to. This one right here, you can see. Let me see, I'm standing right at this is the, all right, let me see, you can see here. All right, this is me, I'm 180, so, or 6 feet. So you can see this is 3.5 meters, and you can see it has a nice thick trunk. Oh, some of our chickens, can you see it there? All right, yeah, out foraging. So we let them run around so they reduce the pests. Anyway, this video is getting long. 23 minutes, okay. So I'm gonna let that be enough about this land here. Probably the other lands, there's not as much going on, so it will be like 5 minutes each of those videos. So until next video, inshallah, God willing, see you next time.